3 weeks ago, I picked up the Samsung S26 Ultra, and after 3 weeks, I think I'm finally starting to get the hang of this thing. So I wanted to do just kind of a quick update and kind of where I'm at with this phone since it's been 3 weeks. So I'm gonna break this video into 3 parts. First off, I'm just gonna show you what's on my S26 Ultra, the home screen layout, how I have it set up currently. Then I'm gonna show you some of the things that I've done to this to not make it like the iPhone, but make it feel more familiar for myself. And then I'll talk about the things that I like so far and some of the things that I don't like. Quick, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe right now. Just do it real quick. I'm on the road to 50,000 subscribers. I'm 11,000 away. Very lofty goal, but I think we can do it. All right, so let's start by going through the phone and I'll just show you my home screen setup, some of the apps that I have, and all of that. Now, please, if you're a Android Pro watching this video, you need to remember that I've had this phone for 3 weeks, so don't make fun of me. Some of the stuff on here is not gonna make sense, and some of it's just gonna be stupid, but it's how I am. So give me a break there. All right, so opening up the phone here, we have my home screen. Just first off, I've tried doing like the cool looking home screens. I've tried like all of the trendy stuff. At the end of the day, I think I'm just an old man and I like just the normal icons. I don't like custom icons. I tried using a launcher. I hated it. I've tried finding custom icon packs. I just couldn't get it quite dialed in. So if anyone has any recommendations there, throw them in the comments. I'm still open to it. I just haven't quite landed on something I like. Okay, so this is my home page here. I am really trying to keep my phone as minimal as possible. This is one thing that buying the S26 Ultra has sparked, is just building minimal layouts for both the S26 Ultra and my iPhone. So I'll make a separate video on my iPhone home screen and all the minimal stuff that I did there. But for this, we're gonna stick to Android. These are the main apps that I just want to access as quick as possible when I open up my phone. So starting from the top here, I have the calendar, and then I have it stacked with Spotify. I'm always on Spotify, I'm always listening to music. So to be able to just pop up on Spotify, open it up real quick, very nice. I have the Google search bar right here. Down here, I just have 4 apps. Now, I'm open to adding more here, but for the most part, I have everything on the next page. But starting with this, I've got YouTube here. Obviously, YouTube is my most used app. YouTube Studio, which is where I can just check my analytics for the channel. Instagram, of course, have to have it ready to doom scroll. And then my Gmail right here. And these are everything that I'm kind of cycling throughout the day the most. Down here, I have the phone app, messaging app. However, just to be transparent, I don't use either of those on this thing. Like I've said in the past videos, I did not switch to Android. I just added it to my daily use. So I'm using Android as like my second phone, but I still have my iPhone. That's where I message people, take most of my calls and all of that. So this stuff I just kept here because I wanted to keep this phone practical, especially if I do ever end up just switching fully to this. All right, let me move over here. We have Chrome, and then down here we have Claude. And I always just have this down here. I use Claude a ton for my work, for building out ideas, for structuring things, for, you know how it is with AI. You use it for a lot of stuff, probably more than you should. If I swipe over to the other page, this is, and don't make fun of me, this is my highly minimal home screen, page 2. And this is honestly so minimal just because I'm not using this phone as my primary phone. I do use this, more than the iPhone for certain things, and then the iPhone more for other things, but I just kind of have like my other core icons here that I didn't want on the home page, just to kind of keep it clean and less cluttered. At the top, Parsec, and this is just so I can remotely control my PC. I'll just show you this real quick. So I actually haven't practically used this. I just have it downloaded here and I've tested it out. I haven't had a need to use it quite yet. There are plenty of times where I'm traveling and I need to access a file, or if there's a file that's on my computer and I need to send it, if I don't have access to that computer, I have no way of actually sending it. So it's not that practical. I get it. It's kind of ridiculous that I have this, but the idea of that is to if I'm in a pinch and I need to send something or just be able to see what's going on my computer, for whatever reason, I have the ability to do so on my phone. Next up, we have Lightroom. Obviously, I've been using the camera a ton in this, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but being able to edit everything in Lightroom Mobile on this phone has been awesome. Down here, my bank app. I have maps over here just because I'm not using maps every time I open my phone, so I didn't see a need to keep it on the actual home screen. Down here, Planet Fitness, that should be on page 1, but let's be real, sometimes I skip a day or 3. And then Amaran, this is actually how I control all the lighting in my studio, so I just have it here ready to go. I didn't do anything with weather or anything like that just because I can swipe over here. So that is my home screen. That is everything that is on my S26 Ultra currently. Now let me go through and show you everything that I've done to this phone to make it a little more accessible and a little more familiar for myself. All right, so a lot of the things that I did with this were actually from comments from my last YouTube video, so thank you all again for your tips and tricks on this. It was very helpful. Starting with how I open the phone, I turned on the fingerprint, and then I also have the facial recognition. And sometimes I use the fingerprint scanner, sometimes I just use the facial recognition. I don't know, I kind of use both. A really big thing that I just did, and I actually thought that I had already done it, turns out I hadn't, so I just recently actually properly set up swipe gestures. I know, crazy. And that was game changing. That was, I feel like, one of the things that I really needed to feel a lot more comfortable with this phone, being able to just swipe between my apps. This really does feel like I'm on the iPhone, and it's not that I'm trying to replicate the iPhone necessarily, but if I'm gonna use both of these, it is nice to have a little bit of fluidity with that, so that way I can go from the iPhone to this and not feel as like it's as much of a big change. Again, I'm very new to Android, so all of the stuff that if you are a pro Android user are looking at this and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, of course you can do that. It's not as obvious to someone like me, so it is very helpful to learn these things. All right, next up, which was very helpful for me, is adding one-hand operation. So how I have it set up is I have swipe left to open up my camera, just so I have a quick way to open up the camera. Swipe up gives me all of the quick icons and stuff to go to different apps. I don't really use this. I don't have it set up. There's really no need for it in my opinion. But what I really use a lot with this is swiping down opens up the control panel. So I don't have to go all the way up here to access my control panel. I just swipe right down here. I can control the volume of Spotify or YouTube, whatever's on there, my brightness, and then I have all of this stuff, which I actually haven't fully customized this yet. I've just added things like as something comes up and I think, oh, I should add that to this. So there's still a lot of room to play there. I did set up Sound Assistant, but I'm still kind of figuring that one out. It is cool that you can adjust the different levels app per app, but I haven't really figured that one out yet. So still working on that. Another thing with the side panel of the phone, I set up side panel to add the calculator just so I have a quick way to add the calculator. I mean, I could obviously put the calculator app on my home screen. I don't want to do that. Who wants their calculator app on the home screen? So those are kind of the key things that I did to my phone to set it up how I currently have it. I hope you're not watching this video to try to get ideas for your own phone because you're probably not going to get them here. But if you are an iPhone user and you're in the same boat as I am, maybe that's helpful. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with the layout of the phone. Now, I want to talk about some of the things that I really like about this phone, some of the things that I don't like so far. All right, number one on the list, and I don't know why this is at the top of the list, it's kind of a minor thing, but I love the keyboard on Android. I love that the numbers are at top here. You don't have to worry about going to a different page just to access the numbers. It feels so nice when you're typing. And I also really like, and this is, again, another really minor feature, but the backspace on Android is so much faster than iPhone. Now, obviously, one of the biggest things I've been using this phone for is the camera. I've been doing a lot of content. If you saw my vlog, I shot a lot on this phone. I've been using this for a lot of YouTube videos that I've been shooting this past week, and I've really grown to love the camera and the camera system in this. So I have been using the Pro Video mode a lot more, and I'm getting more familiar with it. I do like that it gives you so many features and so many options in just a stock app. You don't have to use a third-party app, and you don't have to use an external SSD to record to it. So if you want to shoot log, you can shoot log internally. I just shot a YouTube video today, a lot of it with log clips from the S26, and it was so easy just to turn it on. And then, of course, being able to plug it into my computer and just pull those files straight off like it's a USB drive, that was incredibly easy to do. Now, I will still say, I think that it's kind of weird that you can't shoot in 24 frames in just the standard video mode. I wish that I could just shoot 24 frames per second because that's what I shoot most of my stuff in. It's not a huge deal because of course I have it in the pro video mode, but I don't always want to be in pro video mode. There is something about having just a simple UI that makes shooting on a phone enticing. That's why I love shooting on the iPhone. For the most part, I never use any of the crazy features or third-party features in the iPhone just because I love being able to open it up, shoot a clip, and then that's it. But that's kind of a minor gripe to have. Another thing that I enjoy about this phone is just having proper multitasking over the iPhone. And this is great to have all of that power on a phone when you are doing daily work tasks and you need to be productive and you're doing stuff all on your phone. It's amazing to have this. I will say that there are plenty of times where I don't need all of that and I don't want that, and I just want a more simple, streamlined phone. That's where the iPhone, I think, still wins for me in that regard. But one thing that I've been using a lot with multitasking, and this is a bit embarrassing to show you right now, but this is kind of my dopamine maxing situation here. So let me show you all real quick what I've been doing. All right, so let's just say I want to watch a YouTube video. So we're gonna watch my boy Big E right here, shout out. But I'm also trying to get to 99 Mage in old school RuneScape. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, you're missing out. So I open up RuneScape here, and then we're gonna throw this off to the side here. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. And this is how I've been spending a lot of my time on this phone. Right now, I'm currently training to 99 Mage. So I'm plank making right now. If you don't know what old school RuneScape is right now, you probably are very upset that you're watching this, and I apologize. But I just wanted to show you how I'm using multitasking. I know you're supposed to use it for productive stuff, and I do, but I'm also using it for this. Hey, yeah, future me here editing this video, and I realized that I did not talk about what I don't like about this phone. But I don't think it's necessarily things that I don't like about the phone so far. It's more so just things that I'm having trouble with integrating. For example, one of the reasons why I haven't just fully switched over and only used this is the messaging and the communication integrations with iPhone versus Android. Of course, there are tons of integrations available. RCS texting, you can send a FaceTime to an Android and you can FaceTime over a web link, but it's like those little things create little bits of friction that, although not the biggest deal in the world, FaceTiming people throughout the day, work colleagues, friends, and stuff like that, they just want to FaceTime you real quick. They don't want the extra layer of having to send you a link to then join the call. Obviously, Android and iPhone have plenty of integrations together, but they are still very separate devices, separate operating systems, and I think they're meant to stay separate. So you can only integrate things so much, but they're never fully going to integrate together. It's not really things that I don't like necessarily about using Android. It's just things that I'm learning that work and what don't work between using the two operating systems. But I just had to add this to the video because I realized I forgot to shoot it. So let's go back to the other one. It's awesome, all of the things that they pack into Android. It's amazing to have options. It's nice to be able to do what you want with this phone. There are plenty of situations where the extra features and the extra steps involved with Android just don't make sense. So there are times where I don't want to go through the extra steps to have the extra features and power. Sometimes I don't need that and I just stick with iPhone. So there's kind of a balance here, and I think, you know, again, this is not a new thing. Like, we know that phones are not all just like, there's not one phone that rules them all. There's not one phone that's better than another phone in every use case. It's all subjective. It's all based on how you use your phone, what you need your phone for, what you're doing with it. So for a lot of people, it's Android. For a lot of people, it's iPhone. And for a lot of people, it's Android and iPhone. And I felt that as I implement these two into my workflow more and more, that they both make sense for a lot of the things that I do. And I've been absolutely loving so far having the Android added to that list. So I'm excited to play with this phone more. I'm going to keep making content around this phone. I'm going to keep using this phone, learning all of the different things that is Android and just seeing where it goes. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was like super off the cusp and kind of all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and say hello in the comments. I've really been appreciating all of the help in the comments with Android. So if you saw something in this video that you thought, oh, he should do this instead, or this could be a cool thing, or don't do that, that stuff is very helpful. So would appreciate all of the help I can get. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.